Channel Network. I want to invite you to join me in this fantastic and wonderful time together where we're going to reason, we're going to learn, we're going to analyze, and then we're going to disseminate information all over the nations of the world. And you joining me to do that, all you need to do is share this on all your social media platforms. Also, like this video. Important because when you like, you naturally give information to those who are your followers, those who are your friends, and all of that on social media. And then when you subscribe, when you click the subscribe button, you help YouTube spread this channel and this message to other people for massive information dissemination. Thank you for joining. My name is Kelechi Ambrose, and as usual, and who have been standing strong, in having hope in, because we know that a lot of people have fallen aside. Lots of people are really cashing out using project, but we don't care because the fight is not ours. Chukwokike is in charge. The spirit of Biafra will deal with those he's going to deal with at the time, at the right time. I want to thank you for joining me. Yesterday, 13th of May 2025, was I began with the information. I began talking about, how we can disarm the colonial masters. I began with that yesterday, and I began the teaching yesterday, of course, and I gave you some information. I gave you about 4 points yesterday, and which, of course, the first one is for us to redefine our command. For us to redefine our command, which means that we want to know who is in charge, because the enemy has a command. The enemy comes from a command control center where everything they do to you comes from. So don't think that anybody just calls the shot, and they just cause the shots among with the enemies, and anybody who comes just bring up some stuff against you and all of that. No, the enemies have a command and control center. I told you that Buckingham Palace is the command and control center controlling the zoo, or controlling the contraption called Nigeria, where we are all trapped. So from Buckingham Palace and all of that, they control all the places, or all the nations, or all the parts of Africa that is under the colonial control of Britain. So you must understand this. That is why we said we must redefine our command. We must understand who is our leader. That's what it means. To redefine means that, hey, let's be straightforward here. This person is our leader. Mazin Abdulkadir is our leader. Let's be straightforward here. We have only one leader, and that's the person we're going to follow, because that is how we would achieve our freedom. Remember, Mazin Abdulkadir was talking against those people who he was talking about everybody who want to be, people want to be leaders, everybody want to lead. This want to come out and be the leader, that one want to come out and be the, for the fact that you have ideas and you have some inspiration comes into you, doesn't mean that you have to be the leader. We have to understand this. In Africa, we are too careless about, we are not principled. We have this problem of understanding how to pattern our ways and our structure and our path so that we can get things done rightly. That's why we keep struggling about making real impact in real chase, or in real struggle for better things in Africa. We keep having the struggle. Ask yourself, why are we finding it too difficult? Why is it taking so long? Simply put, or aptly put, we are not disciplined. We are not disciplined. Somebody comes up and wants to, somebody who is inspired comes up and begins to do something. Before you know it, somebody else comes again to displace the person, and that person wants to be in charge. We are not disciplined, and that has been our problem. That is why Chukwokike is leading me to talk in this line, so that we'll begin to understand how to position ourselves. Don't worry yourself. Some people, there was somebody who came and on the platform and saying that how many people are listening to me. Anyways, the truth about it is that people are listening, and the information keeps going. And once you release an information, forget it. The information goes. You might not see the shares, you might not see all of that. Of course, we're encouraging people to share, like, and of course click subscribe to the channel, but the information is going. As we keep talking to people, as people call us, as we keep doing what we're doing every day, we must make people understand what the truth is. Now, I have given you that fact yesterday. I said we must define our command. That means we must know who is our leader, and we must identify whom we are following. And I told you yesterday that in every generation, one person is called to lead The other person is called to follow the person and help them lead. Every other person comes under that person to lead. For the fact that you have a feeling or you have a calling in your life doesn't mean that you must come to be the one who is going to be spearhead a movement. Mazin Amdekano has been called by Chukoki. If you look at everything and how he came into limelight and all of that, he had been set aside to begin this movement of freedom under the auspices of um, IPOB, which is Indigenous People of Biafra, and to lead us all. So every one of us who have ideas, you have talents, you have whatever you think you have, all you need to do is to submit under his leadership and then bring your ideas, and then your ideas are useful to what need to be done. We want to disarm the enemies. We have stayed in servitude for a long time. We've stayed under the colonial control for a long time in Biafra, in Africa. Look at it. Since the last, the last major or the genocidal war against Biafra since 1970 when it ended. For over 40 years now, that's 45 years right now, we are still, no, it's about 54 years, also 55 years since the genocidal war against Biafra. We are still struggling to make a headway. We are still struggling to have a pattern that will work for us. We are still struggling to keep a structure. We have distractions here and there. One person comes up, I should lead. Another person comes up and blackmails the leader, and then another person comes up, I want to open my own. IPOB is no more existing, and it's now my own. It is now my turn, and I am the one who I will lead you people to Biafra. Different people coming up to destroy what is being done. And this is, of course, we know the strategy of those ones who are working against us, the strategy of the enemies. What they do is to set up a camouflage so that we would keep getting ourselves confused and we are not going to maintain a structure. We must understand that we need a line of command, we need a line of control, we need a line where our structure can be defined, or our command and our operations can be defined, so we can trace what and where our information or the things we are doing or the command we're receiving or everything we're doing, we can trace where it is coming from. We must set that standard. This is the time to be liberated. We must do things right. Not everybody will lead. Mazin Amdekano is the leader now. Everybody must submit under his control. Everybody, some of you will say, hey, but the DOS members were rejecting some people. It doesn't matter if they're rejecting you. You do your own thing in your own way, just like I'm broadcasting now. I'm broadcasting on my platform, but I'm doing it under the auspices of Mazin Amdekano. I'm not doing it because I want to be a leader of a group. No, I'm not doing it because I want to set up my own. No, I'm not doing it. Even if you feel like setting up your own, don't be the one to lead. Let Mazin Amdekano be the one. That's like when we started the Accountability and Transparency Group. We said we would have no leader. Mazin Amdekano is the leader. So all we do is we are sitting like the elders, making decisions on what we need to do now until he's out, so that we can always have things successfully done. And let me tell you something. The only way we can go far, the only way we'll begin to make headway fast, I'm speaking about this for about 9 minutes now also. The only way we can make things fast, I'm hammering on this because this is very, very important. Some of us don't understand what it means to come under leadership. Some of us don't understand what it means to be disciplined, and that is why we keep falling victim, and being, criminally duped by people who claim that they are coming into a thing and claiming to be under Mazin Amdekano. Some of us are not disciplined. We're not looking critically. We're not analyzing things. We're not looking at things critically. We're not looking at it, objectively to understand how this is and how that is. Some of us are too careless the way we handle matters, sensitive matters as freedom. our freedom is so sensitive that we should be very careful on how we go about it. You don't jump into any bed, you don't jump into any kind of you don't jump into any kind of boat because you are because the person is it's just like when you are, you look at the one chance people. For instance, look at the one chance people. When you go to the bus stop and you're waiting for a vehicle, what happens in Nigeria? They said somebody's shouting Oshodi Oshodi, and for the fact that the person is shouting Oshodi does not mean that he is truly innocent or he is truly trying to take you to Oshodi, right? Most people who have come with one chance, they call Oshodi Oshodi, people enter, and before you know it, they take them somewhere else. Now, so for the fact that the place you are, or the thing you're doing, or somebody is talking about Mazen Namdekano, does not mean that that person is genuinely for Mazen Namdekano. Does not mean that that person is for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You must understand that. For the fact that the person is talking, hey, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, this, that, he must be free. We will do this. Where we are this. We are a follower of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is like that man who is trying to do one chance, calling Oshodi, but he wants to just kidnap you and take you somewhere else, either to dupe you or kill you or use you for rituals or anything. That is what is happening. This is what happens also. See, you must be very, very, very sensitive to matters, especially when it comes to things that has to do with freedom and all of that. You must not just jump into any arms, onto any arm. You must not just jump into any kind of boat that you see or anybody who talks and then you believe. No, you must. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has proved himself. He has proved himself over time to be the leader of Biafra. And everyone recognizes that, including the United States, including EU, including the international community. They understand and they recognize that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of Biafra people. That's why they are treating him the way they are treating him, differently from how they treat other people. That is why you see the attack on him. So I have talked about this for so long because I wanted to go into us. I wanted to get into our bones and marrows. We must redefine our command. Know this. Be straightforward right now. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the leader. We don't have any other leader. Anybody who is doing something to jeopardize Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's position, that person is a threat and is an enemy. You should understand that. Anybody who has come to tell you that we have banned IPOB, that he calls it now IPOB Nigeria or anything, is a threat and an enemy to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, an enemy to Biafrans. Anybody who comes to tell you that I have banned ESN, which Mazi Nnamdi Kanu formed and which has caused him to be in detention right now, captured and kidnapped and extraordinarily renditioned because of ESN, and somebody comes and tells you that he just comes and bans it, that person is an enemy and that person is not from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You must understand that. That person is like that one chance. He's calling Oshodi Oshodi, using Biafra, calling Biafra, 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 so that you will enter the vehicle. He is not real. If he's real, he will not destroy what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stands for. If he's real, he's not going to come to ban anything come to say he has banned. He can't ban anything anyways. He can't ban it. He can't ban anything. So, but for coming to even say it alone has proven. Little things like this should give you, wisdom or the understanding to know who is real and who is not real. The second thing we do is this. Now that we have identified that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the leader, every one of us now, our pressure will be to the government. Every one of us, our focus will be release him. Because once Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released, most of these people who are incarcerated today and most of the things that are happening will not happen once Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released. But under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we can fight for the freedom of other people, or the release of other people from detention easily. We all must face it now on our platforms, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. You must begin to talk for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You must begin to look at it. You must begin to talk about it. You must begin to write about it. You must begin to make noise about it. Every of our focus, every day at least, as you pray for him, you send one message on social media about him, that he must be released. We must form that. We must have millions of messages every day on the internet that talks about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, so that we'll make him trend every day. If we do that, we are going to facilitate his release and we are going to shame the enemies. If we do that, they will know that we are serious and we are focused and we have a template for freedom, because they know that we understand what it means to stay under leadership and to have one command and control center. If we do that, they will understand that we are wiser. Because why do they come with fake people around us? Why do they sponsor? Why do you think that when there is a government that is against the West, they begin to sponsor militias and sponsor different groups and oppositions and separatist groups and all of that, to against that government? You know why? They want to destabilize. They want the loyalty of the people to be divided. They want to destabilize the system. Once they're able to destabilize it, once there is no formidable command and control, central command, when they are able to divide the minds of the people against the leadership, they come against the leadership and destroy it. That's what they are doing. That's what they are doing. That's what they did about Mazen Namdekano. What they first came to the members of the DOS, bought some of them, and through those ones they bought, they were able to get through to Mazen Namdekano. That's how it's done. But when they begin to see that every Biafran is standing behind Mazen Namdekano, every Biafran is talking about Mazen Namdekano only. Every Biafran is standing behind him. Every Biafran is having their loyalty towards him. Every Biafran is concerned about him. Every Biafran is writing about him. Everybody seems to be focused on him. You will discover now, they will know that we are dangerous, and know that we now know the template on the secrets of being truly free, the secret of really being free, the secret or the strategy of achieving our freedom. They will know that. But today they bring other people who claim to be fighting for freedom, and they see that they have divided our attention. That is what they always want to do, to make it look like there is no clear-cut leadership, to make it look like there is no pattern or a command and control. They lead us, they control us from Buckingham Palace, from one command and control. They don't want us to be under one command and control because they know it is dangerous. When only one source determines what we do, one voice determines what we do, it is more dangerous. So when they hold that voice, they know that they are holding the voice of everybody, and they know that everybody will come after them. That is why UK has not risen. That is why Malami said that the thing has not gotten to the point where they understand that it is now a security risk, or it is now risky for Nigeria. In fact, it's a threat to the existence of Nigeria. That is why Malami could not say, okay, we are releasing Mazen Namdekano. Then he said it himself, and it is in the law. Once it doesn't show, once there is no evidence that this thing is looking like, hey, if we don't change right now, it's going to affect the structure of Nigeria, it's going to destroy Nigeria, they will not act. But when they see that everybody in Biafra land is now very, very much angry, moving aggressively, having one mind, and all we're doing today and our actions everywhere, they will release him quickly. These are simple things we need to do that we're not doing. And these are very common things that would easily get us what we want to achieve. But we are not really following these things well. First, we understand and redefine our command, which is Mazen Namdekano being the command, the central point of command. Second, we now begin to follow and pursue and pressure for his release. We pressure for his release. This is what we're supposed to be doing. This is how we're supposed to be doing, and this is what we're supposed to be doing. This is what we're supposed to be doing. Now, after that, through that, they will understand how loyal, which is the third point I gave you yesterday, how loyal we are. That is why Nigeria will come, and I pledge Nigeria country to be faithful, loyal, and honest. You know why? Loyalty is very, very important to achieving any goal by any people. They understand that. So to keep you under the loyalty of Nigeria, because they know that when they keep you under the loyalty of Nigeria, it will profit them more. They gave you a pledge to be faithful, loyal, and honest. They know the importance of loyalty. The colonial masters know the importance of loyalty. How many of us are loyal to Mazen Namdekano or the cause of freedom under Mazen Namdekano? We are not. Look at it. If you look at many things that have been happening, go to social media, go on net. You will see many things going on. You will know that people are not loyal to him. When the colonial masters see the loyalty that we show towards Mazen Namdekano, they will not hold him until now. When the colonial masters begin to feel our loyalty will make us have one voice under him, to make us have one command under him, will make us not fund any other group but to wait for him to be out. Our loyalty, we make sure that we don't hail any other person. We keep under him. We say it is him. We don't come to raise another person and say, hey, this person now, it is this person. They will see that it is Mazen Amkan and nothing but Mazen Amkan. You'll see how they are going to raise him very quickly. Because they know that anything that happens to him, it's not going to be easy. But now they bring this loyalty. We are here and we are there. We are shouting for this. We are shouting for that. We want to have this. We want to have that. And then they know that we're not loyal, so they can easily keep him and keep making him struggle, because they know that yes, it would cause trouble if they listen, but they can still, if they eliminate him, but they can still keep him alive and frustrate him until he either dies or something, until the people totally forget him. It is strategic what they are doing to Mazin Abakano now. I told you yesterday about somebody I read on X under one post under the so-called autopilot people, and the person said that he is now beginning to love Simon more than Mazen Namikano. Oh my God, I was shocked. I was shocked. But anyways, it's not shocking anyways, because anything can happen under this. That's why we tell you, that you don't get yourself to the point where you become too emotional, because you will get disappointed by many people. You will get disappointed by many people. How many people then were coming to me when I was broadcasting under the autopilot and we were doing criminal things? Because to me then it was a criminal thing, even if we didn't know that it was criminal, because the monies that were people were contributing was going into different. And I told them then, I remember when we were having meetings, I'll say, come, when we were having meetings, I'll tell them, I say, see, I don't want my name to be included in an issue that I am not part of, where they will say that those people, they stole money. No, let us have accountability. Let us know where the money is going to. Let the money not go into a purse, into somebody's account. But they kept it on. The money was going to somebody's account. Until when I saw one, I put 1, 2, 3 together. I saw the disloyalty. I saw the desperation. I told myself I can't be under that group. And that's why I came out. Because I want to have clean hands. I won't corrupt myself because of anything, as long as Biafra is concerned. I won't corrupt myself. Chukwuka knows I cannot be bought with money when it comes to Biafra. No. You can give me gifts, you can give me anything, but that doesn't mean that you can buy my conscience. I remember some people who decided to support me then when I wanted to do some things. I wanted to buy my some things and set up some stuff and pay for some stuff. Some people supported me, when I said this is what I want to do, people supported me, and some even said they want to give loan and all of that when I asked for loan. And then when it came to the time, when they wanted to start doing criminal things, and I said no, they now see it as, oh, this guy is disloyal. They wanted to now use that as blackmail everywhere on social media. He came to ask us for money. He is here for money, and he came to do this. It is money. It is this. It is that. Till today, I still have some people who their duty is to go around to blackmail me for nothing. I just pity them, because it is the spirit of Biafra that will fight on my behalf. I didn't come to Biafra freedom for anything. I didn't come to be a leader. I didn't come to rule over people's money or to take people's money. I didn't come to control and to make money from it. I came that we all would be free and give my ideas and contribute to the upliftment of Biafra. So we must understand being loyal to Mazen Nnamdi, who is the leader, is fundamental. It would send the right message to the colonial masters. When they understand that we understand our command, we have defined it, Mazen Nnamdi is the leader. When they understand now that our pressure, everything about us, everything we are saying on social media is to pressure them to release Mazen Nnamdi. When they now see our loyalty towards him, and then the fourth one is when we talk less and we do more. What do I mean by that? That is very fundamental. It's a very broad stuff. There are some things I will not say. Now, let me tell you something. The people who want us not to be free have strategies. One strategy is to keep the people hungry. Because when you're hungry, you'll be desperate. And so they will dangle anything in your face and you want it because you want to eat. That is why you see that in anywhere there is slavery, they make sure that the person who is a slave does not get access to so much. They make sure that you don't have access to having everything you want. They make sure you don't live conveniently. You depend on the slave master. Because they know that once you have everything, you can get away with your slavery and be able to get yourself free. So what they have done to us is to make sure that our land, you remember what they did during when they came to the genocidal war against Biafra, they began to bomb farmlands, they bomb marketplaces. In fact, in my place, there are four market there, that we have. The market was going on. They threw bomb there. They killed over 50,000 and 50. Is it 15,000 or 50,000 people? They told me that during that period of the war, lots of people were killed. You know why? They would want to cause food shortage and starvation. Hunger is an instrument to keep the slaves under control, especially when you notice that they can be very dangerous if they are well fed. So, what they have done is to keep us hungry. Now, what are we supposed to do? Instead of coming on social media, all these funds they are raising. Now look at, I am not against anybody coming to raise funds for Biafra, but I am against you raising funds for Biafra for yourself. All the fundraising I have been seeing after Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped has never been used for the people. All the groups that have been collecting funds have been using the funds, misappropriating them. We don't know what they are using it for. We don't know what they are using the funds for. We don't understand what is happening. The funds are not being seen as being used well for the cause of. Now, let me tell you something. This is the time that we would have invested in our land very well. We would have invested in agriculture, not people taking the money and to do the agriculture and put their name as CEOs. That's what they are doing now. You take the money Biafrans contribute and they say they are opening farms and all of that. Go to the documents, they are the ones who are the CEOs, they are the ones who are the owners. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the funds going into IPOB and IPOB being the front for the funds to be used. Yes, you might not put IPOB as a name because it will not be registered in that part anyways, but you don't need to even use a name to do it. You start up massive farmlands and you set up little companies using stakeholders who would use the funds for the people, and those companies would process the 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 raw materials or the products of the farm. We can industrialize our place to make sure we are food sufficient. That is the only way we would secure ourselves from what is to come by the time we go further in the course of our trying to achieve our freedom, because it is step by step. The first thing you must ensure is to ensure your food security and your community security. Now let me give you this instance. Although we know that Hamas is not for the people, in the sense that they actually are there because of religious, calculations and jingoism, and of course they are there also to control as many territories as they want to control, using religion as the reason for whatever they are doing. But let me tell you what Hamas did. When they came in, I think they came in the 90s. When they came in, do you know what they started doing? They began to win the hearts of people, especially took over the government, began to make money. Even Israel, Netanyahu himself, sponsored and sent billions of dollars to Hamas because he wanted to keep the Palestinian nation divided. He wanted Gaza to be divided. Hamas divided from the other, what they call them now, is it PLA or whatever they call them, the Palestinian Liberation Organization, also PLO, also controlling the other aspect of West Bank and all of that, and then Hamas controlling the Gaza side. Now they wanted to keep them divided because they feel that when they keep them divided, they would not be able to talk about freedom. Now see, you must learn from the enemies. You must learn from the enemies. That is what Britain did, divide. Now, Netanyahu gave Hamas billions of dollars in cash because he wanted to fund them to be strong, so that they would not be in good terms with the Palestinian Liberation, controlling the West Bank. They wanted to divide the Palestinian nation. of people, so that they are not together. And as long as they are not together, they will not be able to talk about their freedom and becoming independent. Now, what did Hamas do? Hamas began to build tunnels, store food, store the things they need, build. In fact, the whole of Gaza, it seems that underground, the whole of Gaza, it seems the tunnels, because the tunnels are not finishing. Israel uncover a tunnel. Before you know it, they will hear. They don't know where these people are hiding. They don't even some of the hostages. They don't even know where they're keeping them. Israel has located so many tunnels, yet they can't find where they are bringing these hostages from. Whenever they talk about hostage and release, you'll see they will bring people out. Where did they bring them from? Israel don't know. You know why? You must set your land in a way as a slave, to set it in a way that you can be secure. You make sure that you store up enough food. You make sure that you have a place of security. You set up security structures in a way, in a fashion that would help you deal with the enemies when they come. So when they begin to attack you, you know that you are secure. Why is Hamas not yet been eliminated? They said, oh, they have reduced their abilities. Yes, you did that, but you can't take them off. You have not taken them out totally. Why? Because they planned, they prepared. What are we supposed to be doing now in Biafra land? We're supposed to be farming. We're supposed to be keeping crops. We're supposed to be. The first thing is to make sure we secure our land in the sense of food and other aspects of security. That means even if it has to do with getting tunnels, we have tunnels. We have, in the West they have places where bomb shelters. When there's bombing and all of that, they get the people in. And these days that they have nuclear weapons, they are already doing masks for their people. They have masks once it's the time, and maybe that happens, they can give, people can pick up their mask and put on, so that they don't get destroyed and all of that. Bomb shelters and all of that. Israel had bomb shelters. Other nations have, sorry, the network. So it was the bomb shelters that Hamas, went to kill some of the people, who we must talk less and do more. Biafrans will talk too much. Go on social media, they are posting anything. We want to do this, we are going to do that, we are doing this. We don't need all of that. Now, I dealt with all of this yesterday. Now, let me bring this point. We must stop idolizing people. This is point 5 I want to give to us. Stop idolizing. Now, for the fact that the enemies know that you need a leader, and when they see your loyalty to a leader, they also would want to bring out your weakness in that pattern. They also want to see whether you can do without your leader or not. Just like what Israel was doing. Israel eliminates the leader of Hamas or one terrorist group. They discover that the terrorist group continues because you can't stop an ideology. We must take our freedom as an ideology, not idolizing someone. Which means that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is our leader, but we are not going to idolize him so that they don't eliminate him and think that when they eliminate him, everything goes. They must understand that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the leader, and we are all information and doing the things we need to do with him for him to do the right thing. Which means that every action he takes is actually coming from us who are giving him the information. That means it is us that are controlling the narrative, and he is confronting as the face of everybody. That's what it means. You understand it? So now we must understand the thin line between idolizing and, of course, also ideologies. Idolizing and ideologies. There's a thin line in between. When you have an ideology, it simply means that when people become indoctrinated with the ideology, it becomes very difficult to defeat them. The ideology of our freedom is actually something we should be talking about. So the ideology itself becomes the idol that keeps the leader informed. I don't know whether you understand it in this light. Let me put it well. Now, we have a leader, yes. We are loyal to him, yes. But we are not making it look like we don't reason unless he reasons for us. No. He is the one who executes and enforces, or in the sense of it, he is the one who signs and, of course, accents to the agreement or the ideas we put together, which means that when we must bring our ideas together. We are the ones who plan, we are the ones who bring the ideas, we are the ones who put everything on the table, and he reasons with us, and then he agrees with us, and then we front him. He, as a leader, does the announcement and all of that, which means that we understand the narrative of how we go in dealing with leadership for the collectiveness or um, um, the collective impression of the people really need and what the people want and what it's all about, which means that it is us now, not just one person. So they will understand that, oh, even if Mazin Amkano is the one who is the leader, the people also are the ones who are making his leadership strong by supporting him strongly with ideas and all of that. They make decisions together, they work together, they do their things together. Nobody is in control. No one person is in control. He is the command and control, which means that he is the one who gives the order from what the people have agreed and from what they have together put together. So when they try to deal or do anything to him, they cannot stop the idea. So they will not even see, they will not even want to cause more problems for themselves by doing something to him, because they understand that when they do something against him, it will not stop the ideology. It will rather cause more problems for them. And so that becomes a problem for them. So they don't want to get to that point where they get into more trouble. So what they want to do is suppress. So they don't know who to bribe. They can't bribe one person, they can't bribe this one, they can't bribe that one, because everybody seems to be saturated. Everybody seems to be controlled. Everybody seems to be going towards one particular cause. And everybody seems to be together. So in that light, they don't know how to handle it. And what they want to do now is to come for negotiations and discuss. Or either they go out for outright war because they want everything. If we gone gorilla, after the 70 defeat, gotten our freedom by not to do that. We didn't have years at that time. But now we know more, we know better. So the plan is strong and the plan is set for better things. I want to stop here. I'm going to give us the remaining points. I've given us 5 minutes now. But tomorrow, hopefully, or so, I'm going to give us the remaining 5 and move it to where we can begin to look at other things, especially out of this whole idea that I've given to us now. We begin to bring out other fresh ideas or other things that sprout from it. Now, I'll begin to now tell you how this time around I'll take it to explain what the enemies are doing and how we can, from that idea of theirs, bring out what we need to do, and that vice versa. Like that, we keep doing it like that until we're able to understand this whole thing in the way it's supposed to be. We must understand that strategy begets strategy, and only strategy defeats strategy. If you want to defeat any strategy, you must be strategically sound. It takes strategy to actually deal with any other strategy that is on ground. So you must understand that any strategy at all that you see that is actually holding you down, whether in chains or so, you need a strategic dimension that is strong and formidable to actually deal with that strategy. You understand? If you see that what is holding you is actually a chain, you need something like a saw to cut it. So it means that you must be strategic to every strategy. You must understand the strategy already on ground to be able to deal with that strategy. If you don't have understanding of it, you might just be dilly-dallying around, and before you know it, you find yourself destroyed. So I'm opening all of this stuff up for us to see what is on ground so that we know how to deal with things strategically too. I want to appreciate you guys, for your time and everything that you're doing, and for giving out your time. Please, I am appealing to you, please share, like this video first, and then share on all your social media platforms. Let people come, let people listen, let people watch, let people be part of it. Share and please subscribe to this channel so that YouTube can spread it for us. Because when you subscribe, it gives YouTube, the machine itself, it signals it and makes it spread it faster. Spread it faster. That means spread the channel for people to listen and all of that. I appreciate you guys, and please stay safe, stay good. God bless you, really good.